Another big day here for Western Video Market of a first day of 2 days. Going to offer a little over 50,000 head of cattle. Things started out kind of right off with a bang here. Started off with Western cattle here and kind of some California cattle. A lot of program cattle. We right up front here. We got right into some 7 and 8 weight cattle here. 808 pounds, kind of averaging around that 371. They kind of had a range of 360 to 386. 9 weights, kind of 357.71 was the average price break for that weight breakdown. Kind of ranged from 344 to 370. So a big deal. I'd like to get into kind of some representative sales. They seem to say a little bit more about what the market's doing typically. TNN cattle, Tom Nielsen there started right off here, had a load of weaned program cattle, weaned up in Northern California, longtime customer, weighed 7 1/4. They kind of topped out at 407.5, and that would have been one of the high water marks of the day. Came right back with his 650-pound heifers, and they brought 385. And it was kind of that way as we got into those 7-weight cattle, particularly if they were program cattle. They'd kind of get in the 385 to 405 range, and a few of them topped a little heavier than that. Heifers seemed to have big demand, and looked like, I didn't look through the list particularly to see if there was some breeder interest, but a lot of them 7-weight heifers were selling right up against steer prices, kind of 380 and a 401 top on the Noreen ranches. Had a real fancy set of weaned heifer calves there in Northern California as well. But pretty exciting, pretty active, a little spottier when you get into some of the put together cattle, some of the purchased cattle. But when you get on those home raised cattle and cattle that are still grazing on grass and not locked up in a feedlot, it seems like you get all the bidders and everybody to bid on those cattle with a little more condition, maybe a little more outcome when you get to the end product. But exciting day. We did bounce into some calves, got into the Ashers cattle, some Central California cattle coming right off the dry on their mamas. There was 2 loads of steers, weighed 675, and they brought 396. Then we had the heifer mates come in right behind them. The heifer mates weighed 660, and they brought 368. And again, those are just calves, not in a program, coming right off the cows. So that was a good, not a lot of test in that weight division, not a lot of 5 and 6 weight cattle today. Certainly tomorrow we'll have a lot more to test the waters there. But again, getting into some program cattle, some more yearlings, and some representative sales. Rancheria Land and Livestock, one of our really good consigners here, had 3 loads of steers that weighed 800 pounds. They topped out at 386, so real good price on those. Heifer mates came right back, 2 loads of those at 750, and they brought 365. Again, going to just feeding interest, not necessarily going to breeders. Star Creek Ranch of Nevada always offers some really cattle coming out of a real arid area, but been breeding Angus cattle for an awful lot of years. Reputation, program cattle, real good genetic merit scores, 890 pounds, 360. That'd be kind of a high water mark when you get out there in the far west there. Bengard ranches, I started to say they had 8-weight cattle, kind of in that same range, 376. They had a set of 9-weight cattle that topped out 970 pounds at 350. A lot of big cattle. We worked into the great state of Montana. Kind of the same deal. We were offering a lot of 9 and even 1,000-pound cattle there. Steers kind of 350 to 370 on the top. Heifers kind of 335, mostly 340 to 355. But a real good sale overall. Dropped down in, kind of concluded the day or got through the day there to the Nebraska cattle, and it's just amazing. Even though the weather's been dry and the feed's been short, these cattle we're still raising a lot of cattle and bringing them off of grass at a real big weight. And there again, there was a lot of 9 and 1,000-pound cattle. One highlight out of Nebraska was some the Boston Livestock there had 990 steers with a base weight of 1,000 pounds, and they brought 354. That would certainly be a high water mark for nearly 1,000 head at 1,000 pounds. Quite a few dollars in that transaction. It was fun, and we sure thank the Boston Livestock for that good consignment. Got into some beef on dairy. Towards the end of the day, kind of concluding, Southwest Cattle Company, they've been great consigners here. Beef on dairy steers here, had 8 lots with an option, 550 pounds. 550 pounds brought 494 on the steers. Really extremely high, beat the expectations of a lot of people, I'm sure. We got right into the heifer mates of them. There was 6 or 7 lots on that. They exercised that option to take all those. Base weight on those beef on dairies were 515, and they brought 482. Worked into some 8-weight cattle out there in California that we get the opportunity to market, and 850-pound steers and heifers, kind of right around that $3 mark. So it's pretty steady right there. Moon Mountain Ranch had 200 head of beef on dairy wagoos out of Idaho, 700 pounds, 440. Heifer mates come back at 600 pounds and brought 445. So this beef on dairy deal's for real, consistent product. We get a lot of buyers that want to bid and buy on those, and we're certainly very appreciative of that. Had kind of a smaller female replacement section today. We started off with a real good set of mature Angus cows. Circle L Angus out of Montana had a running age set of cows, 35 head of them at 1,500 pounds. Spring calvers there. Certainly those were running age from a young one to an 8-year-old there, and they brought 5,500. Many purebreds in them, but they were sold as commercials, and they topped out at 5,500. That's certainly a big high water mark on a premium set of cows that they did receive. We got in a couple loads of bred heifers back in Nebraska. Most of them were AI, kind of 45 to 48.50 is what those spring calf and bred heifers, percentage of those are safe to AI. But a good day overall, really happy. We're excited, looking forward to tomorrow. Got a big golf tournament here this afternoon. Those of you that haven't made it out here before, Little America provides us the hospitality here second to none. We have a real good tournament, real good party and dinner tonight. We look forward to inviting everybody out next year if you're not going to get here tonight. And again, tomorrow we'll start off at 8:30 Mountain Time. Going to come back with about 20,000 head of calves. We'll start off with the lighter calves and work through the day. Again, it'll be kind of a medium-sized day. Should be done by 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Mountain Time. But look forward to seeing you, and we'll have another market report for you tomorrow. Thank you.